Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices, and starting with the Stoxx 50 here. And we've been looking for waves from wave B to wave C here in 5 waves in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. It's typical that wave 4 retraces to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, so that's here. It's probably a bit further than the 38.2 retracement level from wave 2 to wave 3 here. However, we would still need, if this was the top here in some way, then we would need to see a breach of wave 1 here on the cash market, okay? So that would be the catalyst here for that, which is obviously, you know, right on the wave 4 retracement as well here. So let's just see how that how that unfolds, and once this is finished, the other main point is that we'd be looking for a move, you know, below, well, back below here somewhere in 5 waves. So it is quite important, but once we've got confirmation of this situation, once we know that the top is in play, then we can look to short this market. The other point too is that the 200 here is important, so 100, 200 and 300 here is important. Support on top of 3, which is the top of group 1, would see the market even higher at this point. So we're expecting one more push up here, but not expecting it to find support. Now, if the 3-2, the number 2 here, which is the pivot within group 1, if that becomes the retested resistance, then that's the catalyst for being short, the confirmation for being short and trading down to this area through here. But you know, you'd want to be looking for the weakest European market, and I think that's the Spanish IBEX. I mean, there's probably others as well, but in the group that we track, that would be the weakest there, and we'll look at that shortly. The DAX is next, and we're also looking same situation here as well, in terms of wave 3 here, an A wave, an ABC for the B wave. We're looking 5 waves up for the C wave here. Inside of this here, let's just go to the 15-minute chart here, just to sort of drill in on this here. And you know, it is quite tempting to put, you know, seeing this move down here like this here, it's quite tempting to put this wave 3 here and this wave 4 here, and having wave 5 in through here as a top in play already. But I think that we really just need to wait for confirmation, you know. I mean, this is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, so we need for that to play out here. You know, I think we should just give it a session or so, and you know, if something dramatic happens and we break the trend line, once again we've got number 2 here, so that's the pivot within group 1 from 1, 2 and 3 here. So finding the 2 as resistance here would you know, would be the bearish catalyst, also overlapping the top of wave 1 as well. And the top of wave 1 here would be roughly the 50-60% retracement level from the current high here as well. So if we put this here, we can look at yeah, so 61.8 retracement level. So the 10-2, you know, and even if this does create 5 waves down here, which it kind of looks like it is, well, then would still get a counter trend in 3 waves. So we would need to focus on that counter trend in 3 waves for any short trade at that point there. So the AEX, of course, is much the same as well. This is the 61.8 retracement level. Still considering this a wave 4 here. It does look impulsive, and if it is impulsive, then a top would be in play, and we would be looking for, well, you know, there would be 5 waves to this point, but we'd also be looking for 61.8%, 50-60% back up in 3 waves, and then a move like this, then back up in 3 waves here, and then down from this side through this and down. So there's plenty of sort of opportunities here, even noting the 3-wave sequence here, and getting a position in here and also below here as well as possible. But once again, we do need for this market's wave 4 to come back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. Normally when there's an extension in the 5th wave like this is here, then normally you would just see the wave 4 come back to the top of this structure here. In a normal sequence you would see it come back to here. So it's a little bit haunting to see it down this far here. So once again, this is the 50-60% retracement level under that, and we can look to be on the short side here, but we should give it a session to work it out. And let's see, when this low comes in here, we can start counting what we actually have here as well. The CAC is the same as well. French market. So looking at the A, the B, and the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, possible top in play. Once again, we would need to see on the cash market this level here becoming the resistance here, and then we can look to short as well. But in that sense, we'd also be looking at, if this is wave 1 down here, there would be a wave 2, there would be a 3, 4, and 5 here. Then there would be an A and a B and a C coming into play here. So, a bit of a rock and a hard place really, like to capture a trend that's going to take out this low down here. Wave 2 is always a good point, but otherwise you really got to get in sort of in this sort of area up here, and then looking to add over here as well. So basically adding on new highs. But if we take this, if this market does move up here, then you can take this concept here and play the longer term. But yeah, just requires a bit of thinking, that's all. The Spanish market, which we looked to short the other day and had to get out of the trade because we figured it was going to be moving up. So we're looking at shorting on this line here and also getting out on this line here. It appeared to be the right move. Now, once again here, we're looking for, well, start from the beginning, wave 3, an A wave, a B wave in 3, and we're looking for 5 waves up here. Now, it's possible that they can be in play, but I think that we need to still just allow this wave 4 to come into play here, and let's see if we get a wave 5 up there. Once we can confirm we've got a top in here in one way or another, then we can look to short here. And I think shorting a retest of the 10,000, the trading level 1, would be the aim, and also looking at this target down here as well. So we've had one crack to get in. We'll have another go at this. Sometimes it can take 3 goes, and that's why it's important to manage your risk and not risk too much, and look to add into profitable trades. The FTSE is much the same as well in terms of its pattern as well. So it's quite strong. It hasn't pulled down a lot, but once again, the 4th wave of 1 lesser degree, or the top of wave 3 here, if we feel that there's an extension in the wave 5 here, which would be the case in terms of 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Let's just see this settle into this market here, and let's see if there's one more top in play here before we can look to short these markets. All right, well, that's it for the European markets. I mean, they're all the same. There's not a lot to say about it. We are looking for a top. We may even have a top in now, but I can't confirm that until we get more price action. Even 5 waves down from the top here is not going to do it, because, this 5 waves here can be just the A wave here, and then a B wave, and then a C wave here, and then up from there as well. So confirmation is really taking out the top of wave 1, which is a long way away. I understand that, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles, and we'll be going for bigger bucks with a move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down through here. The fifth wave could end up as a double bottom here, but likely to pierce it through. Some markets, the weaker markets, will pierce through it and create a nice structure down. The stronger markets will find it as a support. So it will be about timing and looking at other markets, especially the bond market and so forth, and treasuries and so forth, to see where they're at this stage, as well as on the turn here. Right, okay, well that's fine, thanks.